Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Rapid Chess here, and today has ended the Crypto Cup, and Magnus won in the Armageddon, the game I will show you today. So this is standings, and Magnus on the first place with a quite convincing lead. So these 5 players guaranteed playing in the finals, and the rest trailing, but it now seems that this is going to be the top 8 players. Alright, in the second match for third place, Nepomniachtchi won with b3, the move which in the last finals he lost decisive game to Anish Giri. But this time it worked really well for him. I think that this kind of move is forced because, not forced, but they played because they had really is tired of playing one and the same openings over and over again. All right, so good luck, good job, Ian, and let's see how Magnus played this decisive Armageddon. So Armageddon is a game where white has more time and black has draw odds. So in case Wesley drews this game, then he is announced the winner. Okay, so obviously Magnus wanted to win. Knight c6, bishop c4, and knight f6. We saw in this match before move bishop to c5 and c3. So knight f6 doesn't allow c3 because this pawn is attacked. So d3. Another move is of course knight g5 with 2 knights defense and like attacking the f7. Bishop c5. This is more calm line, c3. So this move is not really to play d4, but rather to take from black knight this d4 square. Yeah, so you just have this very flexible pawn, and also this c3, as we will see further, supports b4, just taking the space advantage. Magnus is really good with this, playing for space. Okay, b4 and a4. So white creates a threat, and Wesley saw it. He played a6, knight to b2, and d6. So another option, of course, is to play for d5, but Magnus showed that he's very capable of playing with this kind of position, which I personally don't like with white, but I'm not playing that well. So he will utilize this e4 square for his knight. d6, rook e1, 97. Another option which I would consider first is bishop to g4, pinning the knight, but it's not that critical because queen can go away, and this knight just doesn't allow double pawns for white. So Wesley played knight e7 and d4. As long as this knight is not pinned, so he can use this pawn to go forward and defend the d4. Takes, and d5. Well, this is standard for black to play d5, but they wasted a tempo because they played d6 first. But as this center is gives white a lot of advantage, Wesley decided to challenge it immediately, to play e4, d5, and Magnus played e5, which is danger move. So if take, then this position is winning, because king side is crashed and your knight is attacked, so you cannot even, you know, you can take, which is the best move, but yeah, this is permanently weak king side. So Wesley played knight to h5, bishop f1, and knight f4. Well, it's nice place for the knight, but white has a nice discovery, and Magnus played knight b3, knight g6, and a5. So how to evaluate this? Actually, white has very big advantage. It seems that they managed to. Black cannot play c5. They will play. They have a lot of moves like bishop to e3, queen d2. This knight, I don't think it will be able to stay there. And of course, c file, very important that it has some potential. Yeah, black will put c6, but all this structure is very, I think, white in favor of white. And Magnus surprisingly took this knight on f4 and played bishop to d, queen to d2, attacking the knight. Knight back, and knight c5. Again, very nice square for the knight. It just creates, havoc in black's position. Attacks b7, and if you take, then pawn will retake, and you have a very bad backward pawn on b7. f6. Like yesterday, but they changed sides, and Wesley tries to, open up this f file. But the situation is different this time. So bishop d3, always nice to play with tempo, attacking the knight. This bishop here is no longer needed. f5. Wesley decided to that his position is too open, just you have to defend, and this is how you defend. Bishop, rook e8, and g3. This I like this move. I play this a lot myself. When you have a knight opposite to your king side, for instance, if you're playing with black as well, you can just restrict this knight very nicely, and it immediately has to find a other square on board. So Wesley decided that he needs his bishop. He wants to connect rooks, so he decided to capture, and bishop to e6. So this is kind of blockade for e5, but Magnus once said that he doesn't believe in blockades, and this is exactly the same situation. Yeah, so kind of looks safe for black, but white has excellent position. Actually, they have this h4 coming, and this knight is vulnerable. Also b7 is weak, and so black doesn't have any counterplay, so winning position actually. Rook e3, like rover, and doubling rooks on the b file. Queen c8. I think Wesley is a very patient player. He was trying to wait, maybe Magnus will blunder something, but Magnus is very good, especially in moments when he has to play the best game. Yeah, he can play so when it's not critical, but in the games where it's extremely important, then he doesn't make mistakes, basically. Like he was there were doubts that he will qualify for the playoffs, but as soon as he qualified, he started to play just excellent chess. Rook f8, knight to g2. just maneuvering slowly, and he has all time in the world, just to go to f4 and attack the bishop, h4, and knight to c6. Again, doesn't feel like it's dangerous, just defends. And Wesley lost his patience, he played g5. I think it wasn't the best move. Engine suggests f4, just give up a pawn for freeing the queen. It's what Engine plays like this, but from a human point of view it's very hard to play like this, just give up a pawn. And f4, it reminds me one game between Magnus and Karyakin, when Magnus played Rui Lopez, and he was bored and won with like 2 extra minutes. It was a blitz game in Astana in 2012. So just he's a bit toying, I think, with Wesley right now. Takes, rook h2, and queen f3. Again, just attacking the f5 pawn, and just this king side needs attention for queen. So Wesley took, and queen d5, winning tempo on knight, and you see that just black is in very, very bad shape, because this king is much basically undefended, and the queen will, with this pawns and knight, will just destroy this king. e6, open up the position and maybe preparing give check. Wesley exchanged, rook d2, not giving up this pawn, and this pawn is still under attack. You cannot capture because of the pin, and black will be down a piece. Takes, and in this position Wesley resigned because just c6, queen, rook c8, and 2 passed pawns decide the game. All right, excellent win. Congratulations to Magnus, and we'll see what will happen next. All right, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.